Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Gemini, December 3, 2022. Situations or tasks that require crystal clear thinking may not fare temporarily due to today's Mercury-Neptune square. There's a tendency to gloss over facts, and straight answers from others don't seem forthcoming. Regular routines may seem dull, particularly if your mind is going back and forth between fantasy and facts. Taking a break so that you can refresh your mind makes sense if it's possible. Fortunately, a Venus-Saturn later today can help ground you. In fact, stability is comforting under this influence. Getting organized and taking care of business can be enjoyable, and you're likely to come up with great ideas about doing business, making money, or improving methods and efficiency. Giving thought to how you can improve your work or income can be fruitful, and conversations about your practical affairs or the information you come across can be helpful along these lines. Buckle up for a rocky day. Mental Mercury, our cosmic messenger planet of the mind and communication, will throw shade over to a mysterious Neptune. This ensures that deception, drama, and scandals could be lying behind every corner. The best thing to do is to not get sucked into it. This isn't a great day to share your ideas with others. You will likely be feeling anxious, confused, or frustrated about your path forward. If you feel that something is off in your personal or romantic life, don't spiral off into a storm that no one will enjoy. Quiet your mind. If you want to move forward on the best note possible, then you will need to work with Mars retrograde in Gemini opposing Venus in Sagittarius. Currently, Mars retrograde is causing some inner frustration and lack of mental alignment, which could make you a little more scatterbrained than usual. Luckily, this cosmic opposition between the lover planets could help you move forward in your professional relationships. Consider speaking up about what you want or need so that your workplace dynamics can flourish more positively. Clearing the air may lead to less stress. It was yesterday that Mars-friendly aspect to Saturn in your financial sector that had been building all week peaked, and while this is now separating, there is a lot to unpack on the other side. This was the second time in as many months that Saturn formed a friendly aspect to Mars in an intuitive and imaginative part of your chart, but this time, in direct motion, this leaves you inspired and ready to look to the future with confidence. Your feelings will guide you if you will let them. There is a temptation to go the route that will win the most approval, but it would be in your best interest to start opening up to approval from within. Getting to do what you want is an option you give yourself. It has nothing to do with outside approval. Thus, consider your body and how you feel in it today. Is there some nagging health issue that you wish were not there? Begin by addressing your problem areas. Making it an excellent time to incorporate new programs and more efficient techniques at the work scene. Don't be shy. Bring your excellent ideas out into the open, as chances are they will benefit everyone there. When it comes to the home front, see about improving your organization systems there. And take a look at your current time management techniques to see where you can tighten things up. The moon is spending its final hours in an adventurous part of your chart aligned with Jupiter and Neptune, just as one is giving you the confidence to embrace the journey ahead while the other is holding the doors open to the past and second chances. It is the timing that makes this significant, with the planets of luck and dreams able to use any tension over the last few days to not only better understand when to keep your work hat on and when to take it off, but to see this as a priority. Before leaving an adventurous part of your chart today, the moon will amplify a mix of romance, adventure, and nostalgia in the air. With the focus set to shift onto your relationships next week, today's adventurous lunar vibes are not only amplifying the spirit of adventure but the romantic influence of recent weeks. Our eyes in the sky. This could be a strenuous day. Be mindful of releasing any tension you might pick up by focusing on your breath and relaxing your shoulders. Problems might appear larger than they actually are at first, so keep a level head if you experience any bumps in the road. Try to understand that you're the victim of projection by others, and don't take their harsh words to heart. The moon in Pisces squares Mercury in Sagittarius, giving you a chance to speak up. In an effort for you to stay focused on your work, you are likely to get misinformation that may throw you off track. If something sounds suspicious, feel free to take the time to double-check it instead of hastily moving on without question. Remember that it's okay to go off script if it helps your emotional state to deviate from your usual routine. Ultimately, the main message is to not be overly critical of or hard on yourself or others. The details you neglected on a recent project are catching up to you and backfiring. You may need to readjust your position today in order to get back on track with the correct procedure. Admit your mistakes instead of covering them up and move on. Dealing with financial matters in a totally relaxed way, others may be stressed and fearful, but you cope with the situation in a straightforward and calm manner. You are courageous enough to act at the right moment and to make profits. Don't overdo it, because pride comes before a fall, and you would ruin all you achieved. Your encounters run smoothly and amicably, like a peaceful flowing river. Family and friends would love to ride this wave with you. You now have the opportunity to resolve old conflicts and hurts and to move forward united. If you are smart about it, you will strengthen ties to your loved ones. Tonight brings a nice, cozy vibe, so plan to stay in for the evening. You'll likely need to recharge after the day is done. After midnight, the Pisces moon squares off with retrograde Mars in Gemini, prompting us to make irrational choices. We believe we are judging a situation accurately, when in truth, we're extra sensitive to small and even imagined slights. This causes us to respond to fictional threats in largely unconscious ways. The assumption that we must defend ourselves through speech may be premature. Keep this in mind before acting or reacting. Work conversations today may be completely over your head. Don't pretend that you know what is going on if you do not. It is better to ask questions than to make believe that you understand when that is not necessarily the case. According to plan, work commitments are easily dealt with, leaving you time to devote to things you're interested in or find more important. Your warm-hearted way of dealing with people you care for assures you the satisfaction and contentment you require, which you get from the affectionate response received in return. In the late afternoon, Mercury in Sagittarius squares off with Neptune in Pisces, exacerbating the day's erratic energy. This is a transit of poor judgment calls. Contractual affairs should be avoided outright. There are likely to be loopholes or vague verbiage that cause us to think we're agreeing to one thing when we are signing on to something quite different. Yet, while we are perhaps more susceptible to manipulation tactics now, given both planets squaring in optimistic, Jupiter-ruled signs, the real enemy is our tendency towards self-deception. We want to believe. The desire to have our biases confirmed places us in a vulnerable position.